Hey, so this is Lee Patterson, geotechnical engineer and chief pilot, Stantec in Dunedin. I was asked recently to go up and look at a rockfall that had closed an access road in rural Nelson. This here shows the relationship of the site to Nelson. We went inland to a place just about 10 kilometers inland of Ngatimoti. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. And this is where the site was. You can see it hopefully when it clarifies out. There we go. There was a failure that had blocked the road accessing up into the hills. So for the guys on site, it looked like this. This is a view up the road and another view down the road. These are actually Google Street Views that I took on site, which are useful because you can look around and get a sense for what the place looked like, as well as maybe find something that you missed previously. So we flew the drone in order to do a Pix4D model. We flew the drone and got photographs like this, as well as a grid from above. And we managed to get some reasonably detailed shots of the underhang of the feature, which is fretting even now and has a propensity for definitely for future failure. So from that, we produced the Pix4D model. This is quite a powerful model in that we could get quite close to the subject and really get a good handle on the dimensions. We could take dimensions straight off this model, or we can export the model into a cloud interrogation software. So you can see what the problem is: large pile of material, but as well as that, this significant overhang is left. And I had concerns about being able to measure exactly how big that overhang was likely to be. So in Cloud Compare, this is the densified cloud model for the site. We can zoom in a little bit here if the whole machine will start to play ball with me. Yep, it's having a bit of a think because it's quite a dense piece of information. But from here, we can do a number of things. We can get rid of the opposite side of the valley because that doesn't really help us. So we can turn it off and on. We can bring ourselves up to excuse me, there we go. So we actually want to be on the other side. So that's that side and that side. There we go. So we can look at an elevation view of the site and see what the site looks like. Obviously, it was a much larger historical feature that happened, I think, nearly a decade ago. But this feature itself is still quite a concern. What we can do is we can start to take sections through the site, give ourselves a little bit more to interrogate. Let me see if I can just lock this. Yep. So from here I can just lock the site so that we're spinning in at 90 degrees. And our concern was a little bit of how much was going to go in here. So we also removed the vegetation from the model a little bit locally. And we can then apply a planar failure which fits to the plane. So this is a plane of best fit that goes through the model, and you can see it has a tendency to daylight up in this area here. So we know that if this failure here measures at about 35 meters on the angle, we can anticipate going at least 15 to 20 meters up into the face above when we have to consider clearing this debris, not debris, overhanging snout. It's quite interesting. There's a whole bunch of prevailing geology, but at the same time, there are people who wish to access this track to get to one or two residences up the way, and Department of Conservation track, which I understand is quite popular.